This morning as well, I am taking the news and just thought to record it.
I'm your priority. So he gave me the first law. The old man said, that thing you lack.
Let's do this.
Say whatever you have to say. So somebody say, and give
No
to
sudden
the poor,
movements, please.
and thou shalt have treasure in heaven. And come to cut your cross and follow me. Somebody say, yes, if you are afraid that God can tell you to give up anything, then it means that it's your God. What that thing you cannot release has already captured you. This one is not rich. He's a slave to what he has. And he was sad. I said, yeah, this was pretty effective. He was sad. I did say, how can the one that created my heart, Jupiter's planets, gold and silver that you are craving about and you are embracing, the great them before you came here.
Morning. Hey, what?
And you went to me doing when you have your position. If I want to write today, I will say, position for you. Jesus King is exactly for performance. Revelation. Following Jesus on that, the greatest opportunity in nations. I pray for you. You will not make opportunities. You will not miss things I go through in service. If I tell you the government is calling you to come.
All right, so before I take the news, this morning, I just need you to understand and know that one of the traits you should have as a radio presenter is punctuality. For example, I'll be taking a 7 o'clock news now. I will need to have rehearsed before going live because there are times when the news editors or the news reporters, they make mistakes. And if I don't go through the news stories before going live, I can come upon strange words or mistakes and then I fumble on air. So in order to avoid that kind of situation, I come early to the studio, go through the news before I go on air, and then I'm more composed, right? So it's very essential that as a radio presenter, a media personality, that you are punctual, and you go to where you need to go as early as you should. Okay? Good.
Reverend Emmanuel Osset, Reverend Dr. Francis Falola, Reverend Dr. Francis Olonode, Reverend Akinolu Raphael, Reverend Olushola Areokun, and your hosts, Reverend Dr. and Reverend Mrs. John O. Ido. Date 11th to 18th August 2024. Venue, Jesus Cathedral, Old Iyi Road, Bashiri, Adoekiti. Time, 8 a.m., 10 a.m., and 5 p.m. daily. You can also join us on our live streaming on YouTube, Jesus Cathedral, Facebook, Jesus Cathedral Church, Mix LR, Grace Radio. Free buses are available. For inquiries, please call 0803-4396-529, 0803-2864-181. Name of Jesus Convention, NOJC 2024. Be there. Jesus is the Lord.
You are cordially invited to our royalty service every Sunday.
What is this? What am I doing? What am I working on? Okay, so I'm in a radio station. I'm in a radio station. I work as a presenter and I'm about to take the news. That's basically what it's about. So you get to watch me take the news live. That's what's happening here, basically. That's it.
YouTube at Jesus Cathedral, online radio at mixlr/Grace Radio, website www.thenameofjesusministries.org. Write us on PO Box 1672, Ado Ekiti, Ekiti State, Nigeria. Jesus is Lord.
You're listening to the home of dubstep. Let's get down to it. Let's get on with it. I'ma make you loyal. Feel about that girl.
My music. The music is awesome.
Let's go.
The number one station.
Anytime.
All the time.
I listen all day.
1, 2, 3.
All the girls at the party, look at that body, shaking that thing, looking up at this sea, got a nice package on.
You're in the mix.
Let's go.
Variety is a big part of our presentation.
Balance in an array of choices is what we offer on Royal FM 95.5.
Royal FM. Royal.
Royal FM 95.1. We are premier. We are royal.
The world today.
Start off your day with the latest breaking news and information on the latest top stories, in-depth coverage of stories making rounds both locally and around the world today.
7 a.m.
Mondays to Fridays. The world today, connecting you to the world.
Well, today. The time is 7 o'clock. Good morning and thanks for staying with us. This is The World Today on Royal FM 95.1 in Lorry. The news and current affairs wrap up where we bring you topical stories and headlines making the rounds. I'm your host, Sinmi Williams. You're welcome. Here are the headlines trending in the news today. President Tinubu, former President Buhari prefer solutions to hardship. Nigerian Muslims lament high ram prices amidst cost of living crisis as experts warn against consuming sick animals. Presidency replies New York Times says Tinubu not responsible for Nigeria's economic woes. Federal government insists on 62,000 naira new minimum wage despite Labour's opposition. Tripartite committee calls for reassessment of Labour's demand. Akpabio says Nigeria will become self-sufficient in fuel production this July. Kwara State Independent Electoral Commission issues timetable for local government polls, says September 21st still stands. Kwara State College of Nursing Sciences clears air over fake admission form sales. And moving on to the foreign scene, former South African leader Zuma's party says it will join opposition in parliament. And in sports, ex-Super Eagles goalkeeper tells NFF Osimhen must apologize to Finidi. Join us for this and many other stories when we return from this short break. You're welcome back. We now begin with national stories. President Tinubu, former President Buhari prefer solutions to hardship. President Bola Tinubu, former President Muhammadu Buhari, the Sultan of Sokoto, Sahad Abubakar, and the President of the Christian Association of Nigeria, Archbishop Daniel Oko, on Sunday, preferred solutions to the economic challenges confronting the country. In a statement released on Sunday by Special Advisor on Media and Publicity, Ajurin Gelile, the former Lagos State Governor reminded Nigerians that citizenship comes with responsibilities. In his message, former President Buhari urged the citizens to return to farming and buy made-in-Nigeria products. In a statement released by his media advisor, Garba Shehu, on Sunday, Buhari expressed satisfaction that an increasing number of Nigerians were engaging in agriculture to boost food production, lower prices, and ensure food security for the nation. As reported by The Punch, speaking to reporters after participating in the Eid prayer with the Emir of Dara, Dr. Farouk, at the township Eid ground, the former president voiced concern about uncontrolled population growth, warning it could pose significant challenges for future generations. Nigerian Muslims lament high ram prices amidst cost of living crisis, as experts warns against consuming sick animals. As Muslims worldwide celebrate Salah on Sunday, Nigerian Muslims are lamenting the high prices of rams across the country. Details gathered at different markets in Ilorin and many parts of the country showed that rams were sold at high prices despite the recent cost of living crisis Nigerians have faced, adding that prices were significantly higher than last year. This comes just as public health physicians have cautioned Nigerians not to allow the economic hardship to drive them into consuming meat of sick animals, as they may contain infectious diseases that may jeopardize their health. Speaking to newsmen at Kara Market in the Berger area of Ogun State, the cattle sellers claimed that people could not afford the exorbitant cost of the sacrificial animal and are looking for alternatives which include buying sick cattle at a cheaper price. As reported by the Daily Post newspaper, the experts further warned that meat from sick animals like ram and cow could lead to disease spread, including the transmission of zoonotic diseases such as beef, tapeworm infections, bovine tuberculosis, and anthrax disease. Presidency replies New York Times says Tinubu not responsible for Nigeria's economic woes. Following a report published by New York Times recently, the presidency has dismissed claims that President Bola Tinubu's policies are responsible for Nigeria's economic crisis, stating that the president inherited the problems. In a statement, Special Advisor to the President on Information and Strategy, Bayo Onanuga, said the NYT's report was jaundiced and failed to mention the positive aspects of the economy and the ameliorative policies being implemented. According to the nation's newspaper, Onanuga explained the fuel subsidy regime and multiple exchange rates were unsustainable and had led the economy, leading to the current challenges. The statement, however, noted that the economy is already showing signs of stability, with the naira regaining strength and inflation slowing down, noting that the exchange rate had improved to below 1,500 naira to the dollar, with prospects of further appreciation to between 1,000 naira and 1,200 naira by year end. Federal government insists on 62,000 naira new minimum wage despite Labour's opposition. Following President Tinubu's disclosure that an executive bill on the new national minimum wage for workers will be sent to the National Assembly, the presidency on Sunday insisted that a 250,000 naira minimum wage clamor by organized labor is unsustainable, warning that the federal government cannot channel all its resources to meet such a demand. The warning comes 2 days after the Association of Local Governments of Nigeria raised concerns over the 62,000 naira being proposed by the FG, noting that if approved, the wage may put a strain on the council's financial burden. Speaking in an interview with newsmen, the special advisor to President Bola Tinubu on Information and Strategy, Bayo Onanuga, disclosed that unless the Nigeria Labour Congress and the Trade Union Congress were selfish, they should consider that the resources meant for the entire Nigerians could not be channeled to only the benefit of their members, who are not more than 10% of the entire population. As reported by The Punch, Onanuga said though it could not give a particular date when the executive bill on the new national minimum wage for workers will be sent to the National Assembly, it sees it happening after the Salah break. Tripartite Committee calls for reassessment of Labour's demand. The Tripartite Committee, established by the federal government to review the minimum wage, has urged labor unions to reassess their wage demands. Speaking with newsmen on Sunday, the committee's chairman, Bukar Aji, asked Labour to reconsider their position based on economic factors and the non-monetary incentives provided by the government. As reported by The Punch, Aji highlighted several incentives of the government, including 35,000 naira wage award for all Treasury-paid federal workers, 100 billion naira for gas-fueled buses and gasket conversions, a 125 billion naira conditional grant, financial inclusion for small and medium enterprises, and a 25,000 naira monthly stipend for 15 million households over 3 months. He also listed the 185 billion naira in palliative loans to states to mitigate the effects of petrol subsidy removal, 200 billion naira to boost agricultural production, 75 billion naira to strengthen the manufacturing sector, 1 trillion naira for student loans, among other interventions. Aji called on the labor unions to consider accepting a 62,000 naira minimum wage offered by the federal government, adding that the committee was trying to avert a situation where the minimum wage will lead to further job losses, especially as many businesses are already struggling. Now, away from that, Akpabio says Nigeria will become self-sufficient in fuel production this July. Senate President Godswill Akpabio has assured Nigerians that the country will become self-sufficient in premium motor spirit petroleum production in the next 4 weeks, adding that he had conducted surveillance across many refineries before arriving at his conclusion. Akpabio spoke in Calabar, the capital of Cross River State, during the one-day South-South APC conference. While commending President Bola Tinubu for having the courage to remove the fuel subsidy, he assured that the temporary pains will soon be over. Kwara State Independent Electoral Commission issues timetable for local government polls, says September 21st still stands. The Kwara State Independent Electoral Commission has released the timetable of activities for the conduct of elections for offices of chairman and councillors for the 16 local government areas, declaring September 21st, 2024 as Elections Day for chairmanship and councillorship positions. In a statement released yesterday by the Commission's chairman, Mohammed Baba Okonla, a meeting with all the registered political parties' leadership will hold on Friday, June 21st, 2024, while political parties' primaries elections will take place on Monday, June 24th to 30th, 2024. According to the statement, verification of candidates' credentials hold on Monday, 8th to Friday, 19th July, and political parties' campaign starts on Monday, August 19th, and ends on the midnight of Thursday, 19th September 2024. The statement further reviewed the date for elections for chairmanship and councillorship positions to be September 21st, 2024, and collection of certificates of returns to hold on Monday, September 23rd, 2024. Kwara State College of Nursing Sciences clears air over fake admission form sales. The management of Kwara State College of Nursing Sciences, Okiode, has called on the general public to be suspicious of fraudulent activities by people selling fake admission forms to naive members of the public. This was made known in a statement released by the college's registrar, Ajia Titi Salman Wopa, and made available to Royal Times yesterday. According to the statement, the attention of the management has been drawn to the activities of some individuals selling fake admission forms to unsuspecting members of the public. The management therefore advised members of the public to ignore admission form sales from anyone or any platform, as the school is not selling its admission forms at this moment. The statement further revealed that the nursing college posited that the fraudulent act is definitely another handiwork of scammers to swindle innocent people of their hard-earned money, adding that members of the public will, however, be duly informed by the school's authorized admission advert platforms whenever the sales of admission forms begin. The world today is reaching you from Royal FM 95.1 in Lorry. You can listen to us by logging onto the Royal FM online platform on www.royalfm.net. Still to come, news from the foreign scene and sports stories. Stay tuned.
Your family needs you. Nigeria needs you. Drive safe and carefully. Your life is precious.
This message is reaching you from Royal FM 95.1 Ilorin.
You're welcome back. Now moving on to the foreign scene. Former South African leader Zuma's party says it will join opposition in parliament. South Africa's MK party said on Sunday that it will join an alliance of smaller opposition parties in parliament in a bid to take on the African National Congress and Democratic Alliance-led coalition government. Reading a statement on behalf of Zuma, spokesperson Lamulo Delela told reporters that the MK party will join the alliance called the Progressive Caucus, which include the Marxist Economic Freedom Fighters and the center-left United Democratic Movement. This alliance commands close to 30% of the seats in the National Assembly, Delela said, sitting next to Zuma, who had a cough but answered questions after the statement, and the leaders of a number of small parties. And now in sports, ex-Super Eagles goalkeeper tells NFF Osimhen must apologize to Finidi. Former Super Eagles goalkeeper Ida Peterside has called on the Nigeria Football Federation (NFF) to compel Victor Osimhen to apologize to Finidi George after the disrespectful rants by the Napoli striker on Saturday. Osimhen, in an uncontrollable outburst on Instagram Live on Saturday, reacted rudely to a report claiming Finidi questioned his commitment to the national team, accusing him of choosing the matches he wants to play for Nigeria. Ida, who described Osimhen's action as, quote, irresponsible, said the NFF must act accordingly and not allow such action to go unpunished. While Ida is merely demanding Osimhen apologize publicly to Finidi the same way he disrespected a football legend in open glare, he urged the NFF to ban the reigning African Footballer of the Year from the national team if he refuses to do the needful. And that's where we draw the curtains on today's edition of The World Today on Royal FM 95.1 in Lorry. It was compiled and edited by Akorede Datsi. For sponsorship details, kindly call our sales and marketing office on 0810-850-372 or 0810-850-373. Join us tomorrow for a better and more exciting package. My name is Sinmi Williams, and I'm wishing you a splendid day. Good morning.
With Royal FM, radio just got better.
The hottest station in town. On your dial, you might find so many radios. No need to keep searching, but the only one that can make you feel good. This is.
How was your weekend?
That's good.
No matter waiting, I show you. You show me love.
1, 2, 3, 4.
You show me, you show me, you show me love.
Show some more love today with 4 more packs of your favorite Indomie noodles in Indomitable and Super Pack cartons. Also, each Indomitable pack is now 200 naira, while Super Pack is now 350 naira. So hurry now. Offer valid till stock lasts.
Love you.